What's up, everybody? How you doing? Welcome back to Movie Night Podcast, episode 126. Man, uh, this is this was Josh's pick. He picked Fallen Angels from 1995. I can't remember the director's name. My apology, Josh. You know?
Kar-wai.
Okay. What else has he done?
Well, he's quickly becoming one of my favorite directors. He's done In the Mood for Love is his most famous movie.
I saw that listed somewhere. I've never heard of it, but
it's an amazing movie.
Okay.
He's done a few others. This is Chungking Express.
Okay, that's the one that I thought. Okay, he did do that one. I recognized his name.
So just to set the groundwork, this was the story of the assassin was originally supposed to be part of Chungking Express.
Oh.
So Chungking Express is actually two separate stories. It was supposed to be 3 short stories.
Okay.
And it ended up getting long enough that he wasn't able to put that part in, but then he went back and he's like, I like this story, so I want to do something with it. So he kind of expanded it out and made it its own movie.
Okay, that's awesome.
It was pretty good. It had a Wong Kar-wai vibe. I didn't realize he directed it, but I was like, ooh, that's very similar to something I've seen lately. So
oh yeah. I didn't realize you didn't make the connection because I know Chris and Hugh both watched In the Mood for Love past week. So
is that one any good?
It was great. I don't know if you dig it that much.
Roswell.
Hey. Yeah, she's on a 6-week road trip right now, so she's out partying.
UFO land.
Right. So okay, I missed the last sentence you said, Chris. You said what?
So I don't know how much. I guess it depends on.
Yeah, how do you feel about this one?
On this, because I think In the Mood for Love is
In the
Mood for Love is a little more accessible. I think it's got
definitely.
I mean, it doesn't have a ton of story, but it definitely has like a normally structured
timeline.
Yeah.
Man, I was pissed when that movie ended. I was just like, what the fuck? And then I was like, no, get it together. Like, it took me a day or two to where I was like, all right, I get it. And I watched a couple of videos. Josh sent me a video, like an analysis of it. And I was like, oh man, it really hit me like what an amazing effort it was. So, yeah, but I don't know. Movie. This was a good movie too. Like I would say about 30 minutes in, I was like, dude, I love this movie. And then it got a little tedious, but it was really good, I thought.
Yeah, there's a section in the middle. I think there's a little too much of the mute guy.
Way too much of that guy.
But for the most part,
no sense.
For the most part, I was cracking up because his shit was hilarious to me.
The ice cream hostages, the whole family.
Goodness, I was.
There was a couple of things that I enjoyed about the movie, but overall, dude, it took me almost 4 tries to watch this movie all the way through. I just didn't. I don't know, man. Yeah. I'm just not built for this one, I guess. I mean, it wasn't like a bad movie. It wasn't like I disliked it. I'm trying to get people to understand that if you say you don't like something, that doesn't mean that you actively dislike it. Like, I'm super middle of the road with it. Like, wouldn't be opposed to watching it again at some point. Don't know that I'm necessarily going to seek it out either. I tried to watch it, and the first time I just wasn't. I had so much on my plate, I guess.
Yeah.
That I was like, all right, I'm going to sit down. I'm going to carve out a couple hours. I'm going to chill out, get some food. And I really thought, like, I'm going to sit down and with some food, I'm going to eat. I'm going to watch this movie and have a great time. I'm watching it. I'm eating it. I'm like,
I feel you,
there.
Man.
I just wasn't there. And I was like,
I just watched it and I had to stop it once or twice because I was like, oh, it's only been 11 minutes. Like it took a little while
It's a vibe movie. If you're not like, if you don't kind of just get on its wavelength and kind of just ride with it, I can see how it would bounce right off of you.
You have to get your full attention too.
Like, I don't know that I would have a wavelength that I could ride with this one. And it's weird because there's so many like aspects of it that fit right into things that I like.
Yeah.
I guess it's just the particular concoction that is made up and created this movie wasn't. And I this is one of the first times where I just don't know that I care to try to watch it again. Like maybe later, I don't know. Like I don't know. I just like. There's so many other movies that I'm interested in watching, which is it makes me a little worried about Chungking Express because I haven't seen it yet. I wanted to watch it. I didn't get a chance to. Makes me a little worried about that one. I'm still gonna give it a watch, and I might, if I like that, I'll probably come back and rewatch this one. I liked. I don't know, man. I think part of it was that I didn't really get it. Like, and I don't know that there's anything to get, but I was watching it and I felt like a dummy. I was like, yo, like I watch a lot of movies, man. I'm not a moron. I should be able to understand what's going on here. And I just couldn't figure it out. And the mute guy really did, like, while there was like little parts about him that I liked, overall wasn't a fan of that guy at all. Like, and I don't know. There's a lot of unlikable stuff to me in this movie, but I don't know. I mean, whatever. It definitely wasn't a bad movie. I enjoy worse movies than this. So, like, you know, I don't know. I don't know. I just said I didn't really care to rewatch it, and in the same token, I'm like, I kind of need to rewatch it. But, you know, am I ever going to get to doing that? I have no idea.
Right. Well, I know you have Hopeless Romantic tattooed on your knuckles.
I do.
And I would say, you know, Wong Kar-wai is the definition of a hopeless romantic.
Based on all of his movies, yeah, it seems that way.
Yeah, watch In the Mood for Love. If you ever want to give any of his other movies a chance.
Yeah, before Chungking.
It is really? It's just a like straight up like romance drama.
I just don't think he's gonna like that movie at all.
I
don't think he's gonna like it at all.
I do think that's something you may be able to relate to a little bit more. Yeah. I know I did.
I know there's always that one surprise that'll happen. I'll watch something and be like, shit, I had no idea I was gonna like this, but I did. So I am a little more willing to give myself 2 hours of punishment if I need to see something's worth of shit. But I do understand Hugh immediately going, I don't know, man, because I mean
but I know you like rom-coms and like other dramas and romance.
Yeah, even though that's the case, like over the past like 2 years, I've gotten quite a bit away from that stuff, man. I'm really falling into a hole of like, I think I've really found what I really love, man. And it's just like B-movie stuff. Like, that's just really what I love, man. I don't really understand it any more than y'all do even. So I'm not going to try to explain it because I don't know how to do that. But
I think, we've talked about how you're high on entertainment value. And I don't know that, like, this movie I felt had more entertaining action aspects and like interesting characters maybe than In the Mood for Love did. So, man, I don't know.
Part of
like
it,
they had the kind of the real close up.
That's what I was going to say. That drove me nuts, man.
Oh, I love that shit.
I love
it.
I mean, I was watching it, and in the middle of watching it, I had no idea how you were going to think of it, Hugh, but I knew Josh was going to like it. I was like, this is right up Josh's alley. Yeah. Like, because like a year ago, I would have thought he wouldn't like it, but watching it now, I was like, no. This is Josh. Josh is going to like this. Like, and I don't know, man. My life is kind of hectic right now, and the movie was so hectic that I was like, I was hoping to chill a little bit, but I guess I'm not gonna. So it might have been circumstantial, where I just wasn't gonna be able to enjoy this one because it was so manic. And like at a certain point, if you're looking for some time to chill and you watch a movie like this, wasn't a chill movie at all. There's no chill in this movie.
It's weird because I get what you mean by that, but it's a very quiet movie in a lot of ways too. There's a lot of space in between.
There were a lot of like moving scenes where they just play music and I like that because it was sort of whimsical, but
it's a very dreamy movie. Like
it got annoying a little bit, honestly. Like
it was like a music video.
There was a lot of stuff there was a lot of points in this movie where I just didn't know what was going on. They didn't do a very good job of explaining things, which is odd. In my opinion, which is odd because normally I'm like, okay, you don't need to spell it all out for me. I'm not a dum-dum, because movies oftentimes they over explain stuff and make you feel like they don't have any faith that you can understand it.
I mean, it's not plot driven. Everything is about the characters' emotions, and it's about what they're not saying. It's like all the space in between is to give you time to sort of relate to what they're feeling without.
So the guy getting forcibly shampooed, like, how am I to relate to that? Like, what's the space there?
Well, I've been trying to figure out his character, honestly, because I think the whole movie is about lonely people that aren't able to connect. And that's the whole thing with
even though it's awkward and weird.
Yeah, but I mean, he's kind of the one that is able to connect in a way.
So I'm asking this for a very specific reason, and I'm not asking it to be argumentative or anything. I'm asking because I feel like you're going to have an answer.
Okay.
So you just said that this movie was that it was about, it was character driven, and that they were giving you some space in between things so that you could understand the character, relate to them, and or like, you know, attempt to anyways or whatever. Right? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Okay.
Essentially, yeah.
Why did you say that? Was it because you heard somebody talk about that, or is that just like what you took from the movie?
That's what I took from the movie.
Okay.
When most times, if you want to feel a character's emotion, you hold on a shot longer. When you're quick cutting, that's for action. That's for plot story purposes. I'm big into editing, so
Sure,
I pay attention to that stuff a lot. So when you hold on shots, it's giving the audience time to feed into, you know, kind of insert their own ideas into what that character is thinking.
Okay.
When you're looking in their eyes and they're not saying anything, but you can tell that there's something going on. They're thinking something.
It's just another example of us watching movies different, because I don't understand how you came to that conclusion necessarily.
Yeah,
I'm not saying you're wrong. I don't know. That's why I asked.
Yeah, I was just say if things are quick, if everything's moving, it doesn't really give you much time to think. But when it stops and it like it leaves you room to like, what's going on here? What is this? Like, why are we stopped? Like, why are you know, it gives you time to think and assess what is going on.
When somebody
So I
is
feel like maybe you feel like the characters are thinking, and you're like, I'm always kind of like, I wonder what they're thinking. Like, what does that expression mean, or some shit?
Right.
I don't think I've ever thought that in any movie I've ever watched, man. Like, I'm not even. I'm genuinely not trying to like argue about it, or I was asking because I didn't understand how you got to that conclusion. Because my first thought when you said that was like, how the fuck do you know that? Like,
you know, I will say,
and then I thought, well, shit, maybe he watched the thing where the guy talked about it. That's really what I thought. I really thought, oh, you probably did a deep dive.
I know you look, you people watch though. Like, you can look at, you can read people's expressions and deduce how they're feeling from it.
For sure.
That's basically what I mean.
Yeah.
When you're standing across the bar and someone over there is like on the phone or something, or like just like there's something.
Yeah, no, I know how to read people. I guess
face.
I just don't do that during movies.
Man, I will say, like, the analysis you sent me helped me a lot. Like, I was having a real hard time kind of breaking through what the whole In the Mood for Love thing was all about. And I was just like, dude, I like the color and the cinematography, same as this movie. But it was like really, I felt like it was just a stubborn kind of knot that I had to sort of wallow down some before I was like, oh, okay. So like the analysis you sent me and kind of the discussion we had really helped me kind of get my head around that a lot. And then this movie had a little bit of wit to it. Like, it was funny.
Yeah.
And it had some long conversations. I was like, damn, I wish this was in English, because I'd love to hear some people deliver. It would be like comic gold. And it was, man, I was like, and now it makes sense. It's kar-wai. I didn't even look at the director. So I was just like, I had to sort of fast forward because I was running late, and I was like, you know, give me 15 seconds here, 15 seconds there. So,
gotcha.
But it was awesome.
Well, yeah, I've been kind of quiet because I'm scared. I'm on like Randy's side today with the punk rock stuff, and as much as I loved In the Mood for Love, this one did absolutely nothing for me. I did not connect with either of the two stories. They were both just very, like,
I got a real fucking tree for you guys. I'm telling you,
like, it's
about connection.
It didn't. It just didn't do anything for me. I mean, I guess that hindered my like comprehension of what was going on. So it felt like the movie felt like I was watching like a foreign movie, but like I didn't have any subtitles or anything because I just had no clue what was going on. I had no clue what they were talking about the entire time. I had no clue just
really
what makes me feel a lot better, because I felt pretty lost when I was watching.
I mean, I got that there's two plot lines, and like
I didn't get that on the first watch, though. I'll be honest, dude. I had to watch it the second time to really kind of understand that.
It was like, I mean, I got the the assassin guy had this like apprentice or whatever that was like kind of in love with him, but he meets
Infatuated,
this other random girl that I didn't know where it came from. And then the other dude had a weird dad, but he like stole restaurants or shops somehow. Like I was lost. And yeah, like
you gotta stop listening to Rancid, Chris.
That's what's doing it.
I'm gonna go listen to some Tool and like decompress.
Well, don't do all that now. Like, don't punish yourself. It's all right.
But no, I mean like In the Mood for Love was great, and I knew going in that this was gonna be a little different. That it wasn't gonna have like plot necessarily. And like we all, I guess besides Randy, but we just watched Naked. I can't remember the director's name.
Mike Lee.
It was kind of felt a lot like that,
Yes.
but this was just so much more hectic, and like I just couldn't get a grasp of what was happening through almost the entire movie. Like I feel like I kind of started to actually connect with it like toward the middle, and then like it just kind of lost me again, and I don't know. It would move around, and I maybe I wasn't keeping up with it or whatever it was. But it was strange too, because I was very much appreciating the color palette and the shots. I mean, it has some amazing stuff in it, like just film wise, cinema wise, and it's like, man, I want to be liking this, but. Like I'm only getting half of
that too. I felt like I wanted to like it more, and I felt like maybe I should have liked it more, which is ultimately why I gave it another watch. I thought, okay, I need to reset and rewatch that. I didn't really like any of the characters though. Like a lot of times in a movie, it can be a movie where I don't really care for the movie much, but I like somebody that's in it a lot. I'm like, that character was cool, or that actor was cool. I didn't know any of these actors, and none of the characters like spoke to me in any way. Like the mute guy that was like, even though I didn't understand how he was getting away with it, all that shop stealing stuff, like I did think that was kind of funny, but this is gonna sound so stupid, but as like a small business owner, I was like, no, that guy, bro. Like, what are you doing, my guy?
Yeah.
Like, if I catch you working in my store when I'm not supposed to, and you're, nah, dude, like it's a stupid way to think, I guess, but it's my life. It's what I do on a weekly and daily basis. And so that crept in, and I did actually recognize that I thought that and was like, huh, that was weird. But it was real. It was a real feeling I had. I was like, but I did think it was kind of quirky and entertaining that he was doing that. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Whatever. I'm not trying to just like crap on it.
No, I get it.
Yeah, I think that was part of my thing too. Is just like I just needed one little thing to like connect me to the story, and it like just didn't give it to me. And
sorry, in his bio it says Wong Kar-wai is a second wave filmmaker, right? What is second wave? Do you know?
It comes after the first wave.
Well, so what I was thinking is this had a little more like, to me, Japanese flair. When I was watching, I was like, am I watching a Chinese movie? Because it was about kind of the Yakuza gang aspects and, food. And I don't know, it had that pace was a little frantic at times. And then it had sort of the fisheye shots. So to me, it felt a little Japanese. So I don't know if
that actually makes sense to me.
Yeah,
I don't know if that was like throwing me off a little, but I'm kind of curious to learn a little bit about like what second wave is and what the deal is with, maybe this isn't like maybe his purest expression in movies, right? As In the Mood for Love is a masterpiece in many people's minds, but maybe this is like a progression to it. I don't know.
So a minute ago, I was talking about how I thought maybe my life was a little hectic to be watching this movie because this movie is very chaotic. And I was thinking about how different times, like, as I'm sitting here listening to you guys talk, and I'm trying to think of trying to figure out why I fall into this feeling, or that I look at this movie and think the things that I think, because I do believe there are other movies that are similar to this in style, in story even, that I do like. And I hate to bring Rancid up again, but since that song came out, I've been listening to their I've been listening to their do what?
It's that kind of night.
Well, I've been listening to their whole catalog because I'm getting ready for this new album and I'm all excited about it. So it's gotten me like, dude, they're my favorite band, but I don't listen to them every day. Sometimes I don't listen to them for months, but I've been like really digging into the catalog and I'm getting prepared to make a video about ranking all their stuff. And I was listening to a couple of albums that I remember really liking a lot. And then I would go back and I'd listen to them and I don't have them ranked as high as I thought I was gonna. And I believe that the reason that I liked some of the other ones that you would think I wouldn't like as much is because of when I heard them. Like when I heard them, I was in a different place. So those songs bring back memories. They bring back a feeling, and a feeling is a big deal because when I listen to Life Won't Wait, I get instantly sad. Like it doesn't matter that the songs are good. And my dad died like right around the time that was released, and that's one of the last things I got from him. And so whenever I hear I can hear the first chords of that album and it just weighs down on me, but I need to work through it sometimes. So sometimes I want to think about my dad and I'll put it on. And, you know, I think that this movie just caught me. I do believe that at a different point in time, I would have been like, yo, 9 out of 10, this shit was fire, bro, blah, 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 and gave you all the reasons why I really liked it. But the fact that I watched it this week and my life is at this point, and I'm this age, I got 3 kids, I got this going on, that was just the point in time where I dropped it in and it just didn't land maybe where it could have. It's like the butterfly effect thing, or like the fact that there could be a bazillion different versions of us out there, that there's probably many points in time and many reasons why I would like this movie more than I did this time, which is why I often like to just go, I don't know, I'll just rewatch it later. I've gotten kind of away from going, yeah, I hate it. Like even with stuff like The Exorcist, I rewatched that with Bricken, and boy, I hate to have to even fucking say this, but I had way more fun watching that movie that time than I ever have. And it's probably like the 6th time I've seen it. And I had a fantastic time watching that movie with Bricken. And I was pretty irritated that I had a good time.
Yeah, it's crazy how art can kind of cement itself in time for you.
I've had to tell people, dude, your opinions and feelings will change, man. If you can't handle that, please do not watch my channel, because I oftentimes change my mind on things. I am okay with that. If you are not, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, that you're entitled to feel how you want about it, but don't come over here and gripe about it, because I had people tell me, oh, but you said that you didn't like, it's just like the freaking Juice WRLD freestyle. It's like, I've listened to so much of it now that I'm starting to appreciate it. Right. So now I had a guy just the other day, oh, you're faking it, bro. I'm like, I don't like them. You're not happy. I listened to so much of it that now I start appreciating it and liking your opinion on it, and you're not happy. Dude, why don't you go yourself and jump off a bridge or something, my guy? Like, leave me alone. I don't even want to hear it no more, dude. So I've kind of got.
It's on YouTube. It's on your permanent record.
Dude, you know how weird that is, though? This guy said today, he's like, yeah, he like it put in quotations in a comment of a video, oh, I hope he's doing okay. And then he put like, dude, he died last year, ... And I like looked at the video and I was like, okay. And I clicked on the video and then I was like, bro, I made that video almost 3 years ago when he was still alive. Yes, that happened. Like what? Bro, people like to submit things. You said this at one point and you are never allowed to change. I'm like, damn, so much for having mustard on my burger today. Because I sure as shit hated that when I was 10. But I like mustard and lettuce on my burgers now. Didn't used to like that when I was a kid. Like,
speaking of burgers, did you guys notice the big McDonald's advertisement in that movie?
Oh, dude, that was weird to me.
I watched another movie. I can't remember which one, but I think it was a Chinese movie, and they were eating at McDonald's and made a big damn deal about it. And I was like, what's up with this McDonald's shit? But apparently McDonald's came to China in October of 1990. So this was 1995. Yeah.
It must have hit China, and China went like, oh, cool. Let's put
they were balls deep in Big Macs, baby.
All the gangsters eating hamburgers up in here.
That's awesome.
One of the reviews that I saw on Letterboxd was like, this movie really captures the feeling of going to McDonald's at 3 a.m.
Dude, it kind of does.
Depends on where the McDonald's is.
They're not wrong.
That was a cool McDonald's, actually.
Yeah.
I didn't hate the movie at all. I will, credit where it's due. There was things about it that I enjoyed. The fisheye thing, I don't know what it is about that. I think I hate the 90s so much that I just don't like the fisheye thing. Like,
it's a 90s thing.
All the skateboard videos I used to watch were fisheye, and like, You know,
Betamax and
Well,
Surf.
none of his other movies have that extreme
Really?
of a wide angle lens. They I did a little bit of research, and they said that the first day of shooting, they were in this tiny little tea house, and they're like, the only way we're gonna be able to shoot this is if we put a real wide angle lens on it. And they're like, well, let's put a really wide angle lens. Yeah, and then they're like, okay, this is kind of cool. And they were like, well, the characters are like close, but they actually feel distant, so that actually kind of works with the theme of the movie. So
good lord,
it's actually. Go ahead.
No, I'm sorry.
I was gonna say, like, from a photography, like a technical perspective, it's actually kind of hard to shoot fisheye for me.
Oh my god, it have to be.
The edges of the picture like bend a little bit or blur real heavily if you go too wide, and then there's some like arcing because you'll actually see the arc of the lens in some of the shots. So to do it well and make it look flat is pretty tough to do. And I actually like got into that just looking at it. I was like, man, that's some damn good fisheye. Like, that is solid work. So I don't know what kind of equipment they're using.
Yeah, that was part of like what was frustrating me about it, because I was like, man, like these shots are so cool and they look good, and they like just like In the Mood for Love, like almost all the movie could be in like some, like this one particularly could be like as a street art museum or something like that.
Yeah,
and that's about all that was doing it for me.
I love the street shots where you feel like you're in the city, right? And you can go to Hong Kong or whatever without going there. You're just like, dude, that is cool. Like, just this is what it looks like. It's all neon and crazy. Yeah. I love that stuff. So.
And the music was good too.
Yeah,
like,
trippy.
It felt like a music video. The music was good. It's a very long music video.
That's something I realized that I really connect to with movies, like directors that like are really specific about their music. Like, actually, kar-wai, I was listening to an interview with him, and he said that he likes to do what he learned this from Sergio Leone. He actually plays music on the set to set tone.
So that makes sense. It actually makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, so everything is kind of, bound by this.
Well, I'm so entrenched in music in my life that actually makes a lot of sense. It makes me kind of want to go back and rewatch it even. Like, I'm very conflicted with this movie, man. I don't really understand why I'm feeling the way I'm feeling. I tell you what, though, I'm really sad that I wanted to pull up Letterboxd so that I would remember to log it, because I'm trying to do that monthly video where I talk about everything I watched. Mm-hmm. And I looked at it, and it made me so angry that it has average of 4.2.
Oh, it's got a crazy score.
Oh, dude. It made me want to give it a 1 because I was just so irritated by that, because I thought, you know what? This is exactly the kind of movie that 90% of the people that watch it aren't going to get it, and that every one of them are going to be like, I fucking loved it. It was beautiful, and it moved me, and it made me feel this, and this guy's amazing, and it's just this hipster bullshit that I can't stand. But I could be wrong.
I would say this is a film. This is a Letterboxd movie. This is a film nerd movie.
Absolutely.
That
that's exactly what I'm trying to say.
It's gonna take you being into that stuff to really get the movie.
Well, I feel like that statement is annoying to me. Like, you have to be into this to get it. Fuck you, I can get it. That doesn't mean I want to or have to. And I mean, that's just me being a giant dork too.
It's part of the Criterion Collection, so you just don't get it.
Okay? Is it also being put out by A24 again? Is it coming out? They're releasing it? No, it's and I have more of that in me than I want to admit. Like, I like art house stuff. I mean, dude, look at what I do. Like, I create everything myself. I do all my own videos. I do all my own shirts. I do all my own patches. I make my own pants. I am that guy, even though I don't want to be. Like, it is what it is. But it's organic. There's like no faking the funk. Like, I'm not that cool. I don't think I'm ever going to be. I don't try to be, but I do a lot of things that the people like try to do that stuff emulate. And I guess that's where it gets under my skin. I don't know. It's weird. I'm a giant anomaly, dude. I don't understand me any more than y'all do.
Well, what's funny is I imagine if you try and made a movie by yourself, it would end up being way more experimental than it would be like a regular movie. Suck,
dude. It would be the most pretentious garbage ever, dude. I wouldn't even like my own movie. I'd put it out, and it would get awards, and I would be mad about it. I'd be like, no, this is stupid.
What, Criterion wants to put my movie
Boo!
What the
I mean,
fuck?
SRS won't do it, but Criterion.
Not punk
will.
rock.
I'm
Not
outta here.
punk rock. Rancid.
Dude, oh man.
So I think just my main question is, should I have watched Chungking Express first?
No, they stand as their own, but they are sort of yin yang.
Yeah.
It is kind of like a love story during the daytime in Hong Kong, and this is sort of the anti version of that. So
Okay.
they do work in tandem, but they're separate stories.
Okay.
So
I was curious.
For whatever reason, when you said I have a question, my brain just goes, "Do you poo?" And then you went, "Do I watch Chungking Express?" And I was like, "That's not what he was supposed to ask." Dude, I don't know what's going on with me right now, bro. My brain is on stupid.
But yeah, I just wonder if there's something maybe
I still want to watch Chungking Express. I think
I missed that could have.
Excuse me.
His movies are not plot driven. They're about characters and their feelings.
I mean,
and
okay, give me some other movies that you like that are like that, so I can figure out if I like those kind of movies or not. I feel like I kind of do.
Naked.
Naked.
I've never heard of that before, or I've probably heard of it, but I don't recall it.
Yeah, Naked was great. I love that.
That's a recent one.
3 Women.
Yeah, I mean that's sort
what?
of Robert Altman
Three
movies are
Women?
kind of like that. Like
that
3
does-
Women and
I don't know. I can't remember. Like, is okay? This is a stupid question. I feel like a dummy right now, but is Reservoir Dogs a character-driven movie?
I mean, yes. I mean, I would say all.
I'm trying to think of some examples of stuff that I would like that's in that, because I
would
don't
say
understand.
Tarantino's movies lean more on the character side, but they're also
Golly.
very, very genre
That's true.
driven. So they always. I mean, I would say maybe Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is the closest example of that.
Okay.
Where it's pretty much about characters for most of it.
What about Jim Jarmusch movies?
Yeah,
Jarmusch crossed my mind.
yeah.
that-
Jarmusch.
I like a lot of his stuff.
Stuff like Down by Law.
I really,
And-
I mean, I own Down. I like that one a lot, actually.
and
Like,
that is like all style.
Mhm.
I would call, you could definitely say kar-wai is like style over substance. I think the style sort of is the substance.
yeah, this just leads me to believe that I was dead ass on when I said that. It just depends on when you watch it, man.
Yes.
Because
Yeah,
I probably would have liked this a lot more if I watched it just at a different time in my life. I don't know. I mean, not that makes a giant difference, but I feel like if I just wait a little while and go, "Oh yeah, that movie," and then rewatch it, I might really like it or something. Who knows? Because I
I
definitely
got a couple.
like
I
it.
got
There
a
was
couple
no like,
character-driven movies here. Sorry.
no, you're fine.
So I got Taxi Driver, Godfather,
Like that.
Her, Before Sunrise. Never heard of that. Locke, the one where he's driving in the car the whole time.
Good.
I never
I
saw
like all those.
Pearl.
I like all those movies.
Yeah, I dislike all of those movies.
Pearl, There Will Be Blood.
Wait,
Lady
Pearl, as in
Bird.
like Pearl just came out.
Yeah, it's a
Okay, I like that
character-driven
movie. I don't like There Will Be Blood.
Breakfast Club.
Nah.
Yeah, you know.
Oh,
I mean,
so I
it's-
guess I don't.
A lot of
like
Linklater
every
movies,
one of those
like-
movies are like a 3 or below for me.
Yeah, those are
And 3
like,
out of 10.
as I get older, that stuff is actually, I like that stuff more.
In all fairness, I haven't watched a lot of stuff recently because I didn't like it when I watched it. So I mean, who knows? I'm 41.
Yeah.
Like Breakfast
you know
Club,
what you
it's all right. It's cool. Like I don't dislike it,
So,
but like
yeah, but Breakfast Club, I don't. Yeah, it's
but
fine.
like
Hey,
well, I was just thinking about that. It was like an ensemble character
offense.
study more than anything.
all
but
the
like,
emo kids.
but like There Will Be Blood. I just
that's like a one, like either my favorite or second favorite movie of all
I
time.
know,
Yeah,
and I hate to say stuff about it, but I mean, what you like fucking Terrifier because I like it? No, like
Yeah, I get it.
I just don't.
PTA movies, they're
Yeah.
all sort of character
Yeah.
driven.
I'll just say Licorice Pizza.
Yeah,
Kind of recent. Well, it's
Yeah.
got a kind of a plot holding it together, I think.
Well,
But
it's
still
really
largely
not a
hangout.
plot, but it's a little bunch of little stories.
Yeah.
You know, like there's a difference between plot and
Like
story.
that Scorsese movie you were talking about the other night. I really just don't like that movie. And when you said it was one of your favorites, I was shocked about the
That one
guy.
too? Yeah.
Oh, After Hours.
Yeah.
After Hours.
I couldn't believe you said that was one of your favorite Scorsese flicks. Like I was surprised for about a minute, and then I was like, well, nothing that Josh says surprises me anymore because I can't fucking figure it all out anyways. Like I just given up trying to figure it out. I mean, it's funny too because we're the most opposite, but at the same exact time, dude, we're the most similar too. We're just on opposite ends of the spectrum.
Yeah.
So like we're both so similar that we're the opposite. It's so dumb. Like I was just talking the other day. I was like, I don't know how the fuck we hang out. I was talking to somebody, and then I don't remember who I was talking about. I think I might have been talking to Carissa, but I was just like, I don't know. Yeah. I was like, but at a drop of a hat, if he called me and said he needed me to roll over his house and whoop somebody's ass, I'll be there in 15 minutes. And I was like, I don't know. And they were like, it's like familial. And I was like, that's what it is. It's like we're like family more than we are friends at this point. But yeah, I'll probably just give this one a rewatch one of these days.
Yeah, I would definitely say, maybe I liked, because this is like a 9 out of 10 for me. I really liked it. I don't like it as much as In the Mood for Love, but it's probably my second favorite. So I've watched like 6 of his movies now, so I kind of am on his I've kind of gotten on his wavelength at this point.
That matters too.
Kind
falling into a crevice and like riding with the person.
Yeah.
My Letterboxd review says 2.5 out of 5 stars is exactly how this movie makes me feel. Nothing about it at all moves me, and I'm not cool enough to get it, I guess. That's about how I feel. And it's like I don't feel like that there's anything rude about that. I don't feel like there's anything wrong about that. But I feel like it's going to ruffle some feathers, and I don't really mean to do that. But it's just not going to. What do I care about Letterboxd when people going to get whatever?
I was like, after I finished the movie last night, I scrolled through it a little bit to like, all right, somebody's got to be on my side with this. And
bro, I do that too.
I had to scroll pretty far to find some like 3-star reviews.
Oh, I'm glad that I don't do that by myself.
Most of like I've done this with. I don't remember what the movie was, but I've done it with another movie before. That's awesome. Has really good reviews, and I was like, I don't get it, and scrolled through, but all like the kind of negative reviews, the comments are all people just trashing the person reviewing.
Oh yeah, I mean, I thrive in that environment. That's right up my alley. Yeah, because I'll just say worse things about it. I'll go, oh fine, I'll edit it and go, this movie's absolute garbage, even though I don't even agree with that. Like I'll whatever, this movie's worse than Aquaman. Like that's just objectively incorrect, sir. Like,
hey, we talked about it for 37 minutes, so
yeah, we did.
No, I mean, it stuck. It's been stuck in my head.
Well, I'm waiting on my apology, Josh. Not playing.
You're not gonna get it. Sorry.
Oh man, that was a good one though. That was awesome. Every now and then I have a good one.
But yeah, like it's stuck in my head. But like I can't go past like 3, and that's just like on filmmaking alone.
Yeah,
like I gotta knock off a star or 2 just because I just kind of wanted the movie to end, but it was like it was made.
That was the best comment that I've heard you say in a while, dude. Oh man, I said I just wanted the movie to. If I was a musician or a filmmaker and that's how my art made somebody feel, I would shoot myself in the head, dude. I just wanted it to be over with, bro. I'm like, well, fuck you too, then, man.
Well, just like I mean, I was awesome. I was loving the cinematography and everything like that, but
man, that's awesome.
It just it got to the point where it felt like I had been watching it for so much longer than I had been.
I did feel it was like kind of long, but I mean, whatever. But I did feel that a few times. How long is this movie? Is it?
It's like an hour.
Like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Say, does it cross the 100-minute mark? Because it didn't really feel like it was that long.
It's like right at 100, maybe a couple minutes.
Yeah, I think I will table this one and just kind of revisit it later. I'm not gonna put this one in the bin. I don't think it deserves that.
Yeah, I still kind of want to check out Chungking Express and.
I was gonna say if me and you get around to watching these other movies, man, we might jump back on this one just because, like that. I mean, that you get something figured out. You go, oh well, I need to go back over here because it works now that I understand this little part of.
Yeah, something like maybe something will connect for me in Chungking Express, and they go, well, I guess I need to rewatch the other part of the story,
right?
And maybe it'll make the other part of the story click better, and maybe it'll make it feel a little more complete. I don't know.
You know what? I will say this, that past like year or so, we've kind of gotten a lot more optimistic on this show.
Sure.
Because like a year and a half ago, doesn't matter what the movie would have been. It could have been any movie. I'd have been like, yeah, Like that would have been my whole response. Like I don't even want to rewatch it. I don't give a
You just wait, sir.
Look, man. Hey, all I gotta say is that you have to keep in mind that we're all gonna watch this movie, and don't be picking some weird, obscure shit that you want to watch. Make sure it's something you think we're all gonna want to watch. Because I will just not watch it at this point.
Let's roll it out.
What Asian movie are we watching next?
I picked Dr. Lamb.
Oh my god!
It's
Dr. Lamb.
It's
remember you
equivalent to
watching that
the
not so long ago.
Chinese Silence of the Lambs. It's on YouTube, so you can watch it for free. I think you're really gonna like it.
Don't say anything else. Just
1992. It's a Billy Tang movie.
Oh, Billy Tang.
I know
I
Billy's
love
Tang.
Billy
Touch it.
Okay.
But I
I recall seeing your review on.
it will be like nothing you have ever seen
Watch me love this movie.
in your life.
Yay! What's it called again?
Dr. Lamb. Oh,
I'm
that's
gonna
a
write it
sheep.
down. Oh my god!
This definitely looks like it's more up Randy's alley. This is gonna be his new favorite movie watch.
It definitely looks more like an exploitation movie. So
This
Yeah,
is
it does.
it's got it all. Checks all the boxes.
all right.
Yep, keeping it Asian.
Keeping it real.
All right,
Yeah,
it's officially on the whiteboard. So maybe I won't have to. You know what's really aggravating is that the only movie that I had picked out that I wanted to watch is also Asian, so I'm having to move on to something different. I'm not
Keep it
watching.
going.
I'm not doing it, man.
This is an Asian movie podcast now.
You know what though? The Asian community is fucking super
Yeah.
loyal, so that wouldn't be a bad thing.
No, I mean that's.
Probably
I said
get a
that as a
bigger
joke, but
following.
we could do that.
This is considered a Chinese, this is Cat 3 top tier crazy. And I will say that except for one movie, which was Oregon, every single movie I picked has been a banger. So if you don't want to watch it, I'm trying.
It's
Well, it's the way that you present your movies that makes me worry.
Because man,
You're like, oh man,
you're
y'all are
gonna
gonna
get it.
hate this, and I'm like, oh, geez, Louise, dude.
Cyborg was a banger.
That was picked specifically with Randy in mind.
I
I had fun with that one. I'm not gonna say it's a banger.
Hey now.
I mean, I think my definition of banger and Josh's is a little different, but
Slightly.
yeah, no, I think I am picking a foreign movie though. Okay, let me just ask you guys: have y'all seen Big Bad Wolves? Anybody? It's
No.
Tarantino really liked it when it came out. That's how it got on my radar, and then it popped back up. And I mean, that was like a long time ago.
Tarantino really likes this movie too. He's a big kar-wai fan.
That's unfortunate. So, yeah, no. I mean, yeah, it doesn't really surprise me at all.
Actually, Chungking he like pushed Chungking Express into the U.S. market.
That's how I heard of that movie.
Yeah.
And I mean, you know, I might use that as a parameter to decide whether or not I want to watch something, but that won't mean I'll like it necessarily.
No. I just like since you brought that up, I was like, hey, well, you know, I like other movies too.
This is the other end of the spectrum,
right?
This movie is, I think it's like 10 years old at this point. I think it's French, but I heard it's like real visceral.
I've heard of it for sure.
Have you? Okay, I think this is what I'm gonna pick because I've had this for like 2 years, and I've opened it and put it in the player, and then still not watched it. I'm done with that.
So you haven't seen it?
I have not seen it. That's why I was asking.
This could be real good.
This could be real good.
Bad Milo.
This could be, yeah.
What's
it can't be that bad.
No, it could be that. What was that Japanese?
No, I didn't ask you guys to watch Barge People, okay?
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Let's go.
What's next? Raft people?
Yes.
Skiff people.
That's the sequel.
So, okay, do y'all want to see what the official? I can pinpoint the moment that, the big bang for me, that started me down this.
You were digging through somebody's trash.
I was digging in their butt. And, okay, so back at Fun Stuff, I was starting to get back into movies. This is right before we started doing the podcast. I had just got the office all finished up, and me and Josh were friends. I don't know that we were real super good friends with Chris yet. my friend Harry and I were hanging out, and he was like, "Hey, let's watch a movie." And I said, "All right." I had just bought this big box of like horror movies, and in it was this movie called Cornered, and it was on a list that I had read or heard or something. So I'm like, "Hey, I got this movie called Cornered," and we put it on, and within like 10 minutes, we're looking at each other, and I was like, "You want to just turn this off?" And he's like, "How bad could it possibly be?" And I was like, at the time, I was just ignorant to how bad things can be. And I said, couldn't possibly be that bad. It's got a slipcover. And so we keep watching it, and we keep watching it, and it gets worse, and it gets worse, and it gets worse. But it's got
a slipcover.
Do what?
That's nothing.
The slipcover?
It's got to be quality, right?
Yeah.
No, but so the reason this popped in my head a minute ago is because it's got James Duval in it.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So that was my like barometer of like, should I watch this? Like, I recognize that guy. And so, bro, I did not know how bad movies could get. Anyways, long story long, we watched this horrendous movie. And at the end of it, I was like, dude, I think I like that movie. And he was like, how? And I was like, I don't really know. This is the reason for all the shit I put y'all through.
Oh, jeez.
This fucking movie. So eventually we're going to watch Cornered.
What was the name of your friend?
Harry.
Harry. All right.
I think you've met Harry before, haven't you?
Oh, yeah. I know
At
Harry.
the store.
Oh,
Yeah.
we'll have words later.
You're going to show up in this guy's GIMP mask and be like, Harry, we need to talk, buddy.
Yeah.
But, yeah, this movie is like, I haven't watched it since then. I want to rewatch it. I bet it's terrible. I can't wait, actually.
Probably better than you remember. You're like, I've seen way worse shit than this.
By now, I guarantee you that this is nowhere near the bottom of the barrel. This is like floating somewhere in the middle of my barrel. All right, before we go, has anybody watched anything cool this week? Anybody? Nobody has caught. Oh wait, I guess it technically drops tomorrow. I watched Evil Dead Rise. It was cool. Go watch it. I won't really tell you anything else. I liked it. I am a little concerned that Josh isn't going to like it at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a little worried. I do think there's some hope that maybe you'll go, no, I like this, and I'll go, oh, I didn't think about that. I don't think Chris. I don't think y'all are gonna like it, dude. Man, now I'm like,
I've kind of been worried about it, and like
I have too. Yeah.
Your review like didn't do much to like not knock on your review, but
I thought you were gonna love it because I heard how incredibly gory it is. But
I didn't think it was that gory.
Really?
Yeah, and I don't know if it's because I'm a freaking weirdo and I watch like Terrifier 2 all the time, but like, I don't know, man. Compared to the 2013 movie, this wasn't even. I didn't think it was that gory, but it was cool though. There was a lot of stuff about it that I enjoyed, man. It was never going to be 2013. It's just not gonna. And if you want 2013, do not go watch Evil Dead Rise because you're not going to get it.
Don't want 2013 because I like that movie, but I don't love it like you guys do.
Yeah, well, and I love it, and I don't want another one. Like, leave it alone. Don't remake it. Can't be worse than Human Centipede. That movie's a classic, sir. You watch your mouth.
Classic.
Yeah,
on the Criterion channel.
I'm sort of avoiding the Evil Dead 2013, but I'm going to try and watch.
You've never seen it?
No.
Okay.
That's on my top 10 horror movies of all time, sir.
It's
top
good.
10.
I know.
Yeah,
why are you trying to? Why are you avoiding it?
I'm just, man, it's like demon overload for me a little bit. I don't know. Just like
all the crap you okay.
Yeah, I'm a sucker for that stuff. So like we were talking about the Pope's Exorcist the other day. Like I was a little busy when y'all were talking about it, but I was like, it looks bad, but I kind of want to see it. Like,
I definitely want to see it.
I'm a sucker for the like demon possession type movies. So
that one.
Meanwhile, you're wearing a Hellraiser shirt. I mean, that's like demon of all demons.
Yeah. It was sort of about a different theme. Like it had a little more about the Exorcist in it, not necessarily all about the demon. But it's pretty cool. It's worth watching, I would say. You know,
I'm gonna check it out when it comes to home.
Yeah,
it's horror. It's like 3-star horror stuff.
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't expect anything. A24 or Criterion Collection quality.
Well, I actually vote that you don't watch Evil Dead 2013 because based on your like preconceived like what you're already thinking, I don't think you're going to enjoy it if you don't.
It's the most amazing movie known to man.
I just don't think you're gonna like it. If you've already kind of have that like vibe going on, I don't think you're gonna dig it. So I would just say, like, if you're gonna watch it, wait till you're like just all of a sudden in the mood to watch it, and then watch it. Like, don't make yourself go watch it for any reason. Yeah, don't do that, because you already know the story. It's basically a retelling of the original, but just with a different mood. Like, it's not zany, but yeah, I did like the new one. I really think people should give it a shot. I do think it's going to be I think more people will like it than don't, but I do think it's going to be very polarizing. There won't be much gray area. It's going to be a whole lot of I loved it or I hated it. And so be it. At this point, I don't really care. I said my piece, and I'm just going to go back to what I'm doing.
Is there any more humor than there is in the 2013?
Yes.
Okay. That's what I was hoping for, honestly.
Yes. There's dude, there's a couple of cool things, man. You might like it more than I'm just always worried that when I like a movie a lot, that I'm like, Josh probably gonna hate it. Because we tend to just kind of go opposite directions in a lot of things, but we agree on enough stuff. You might dig it, man. I do think I don't think Hugh's gonna like it, especially after talking what we just said. I really don't think he's gonna like it. Chris, I'm concerned, but also at the same time, like, eager to hear your opinion on it. I would like to hear what all y'all think about it, but I think based on what Hugh just said, that he's probably better off not watching this one.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely curious about it. But like, I love the 13 one just because how like brutal, and there's no comedy in it, and it's just like damn near balls of the wall the entire time. So I don't know. Like,
that's exactly why I like it.
I'm not expecting that from the 13. I wouldn't mind a little bit of campiness, more like the originals in it.
I'll tell you this, because it won't ruin anything. The way that they get, they have to have the book. The way that they get the book to the family, I thought was awesome. I was like, that's a cool way to do that. Like, that makes sense to me. Like, I like that. That's what I thought. So I would like to hear y'all's opinion on it. So when you get to watching it, and if you think about it, let me know before you go. If I can make it with you, I'll go watch it with you, because I need to watch it again. We didn't get to do it tonight. Or we're not going to do it tonight. Something's going on with the boss's little kid, so she can't come up to the theater.
Yep.
All right, man. Cool. Well, we got Dr. Lamb next week on YouTube. But yeah, on YouTube for free. So go watch it and check back with us next week. I do have Tuesday off. And unless something comes up, I think Tuesday should probably work fine for us. And yeah, everybody, we'll see y'all next week and catch y'all on the next horror hangout. Peace.
Yeah.